Well, welcome folks to the Hockey 605 live stream of the U12 Girls Championship game between these Aberdeen Cougars and the Fargo Freeze. Both teams get here, but they do it in totally and dramatically different style. The Freeze having moved through all their opponents by big scores, and the Aberdeen Cougars having to fight and scratch and claw their way here. As a matter of fact, I thought I might nickname them the Cardiac Kids. Fargo's facing probably a little bit different level of opponent than they have earlier in the tournament, and that's going to be interesting to see how they work with that. Sampson, she gets down there. Catherine Grismer taps that out of the way. Sampson now coming out of the back. She's going to glide through, but she drops that one off. Estelle Harrison got a touch on it. Shelby, or just a small, zoom that one across. Danielle Podel and Madison Green now, she sends it on around. Just a small, she knocks it around there. Morgan Dean's going to pick it up on the other side, but she has some company. Centering pass. They had Eva Unger there. She just couldn't get a touch on the puck, but most certainly she would have had a goal. She was completely unmarked. Estelle Harrison now. Podel sends it long, and that's going to be icing. Cougars bring a large, enthusiastic crowd with them wherever they go. So they got this U12 team, and they're here in the championship of the U12 division, and then the U19 girls team is playing for third place against Winnipeg in a very challenging U19 girls bracket. Boy, they had some real competition here this weekend at U19. And here at U12 too. And I think you're seeing the best two teams here in the championship game. Madeline Whitty trying to get it up and out of there. Emily Johnson skating around up top. Now they got three. They get it over to Emily Johnson. She makes a nice cut, and Emily and Kensington Eckhoff tried to skate around behind, but that's going to be offside. Eckhoff last night in the game against Marshall, the semi was just you might describe her just kind of being a beast, especially the last period between her and several of the other girls. Caitlin Holland, Justa Small did just a tremendous job at defense. Eckhoff gets in there and knocks that away. And Fargo semi last night, they didn't really almost have to worry about the puck being in their end. Sampson skates through the whole team, but she puts it wide right. Podel, she's going to kick it on around to Reeder. Caitlin Holland in the game now. She scored a lot of goals this weekend for Aberdeen. Kaya Johnson, she skates forward. She launches one, and that just goes right by Catherine Grismer. Kaya Johnson, she gets the puck, she goes left, she turns back and fires. And just goes in the far side of the net.
With 11 minutes and 8 seconds remaining in the first period, Fargo frees goals for number 7, Kaya Johnson. Assisted by
Justice Small now has the puck for the Cougars. She's challenged there by Anna Graveline. Graveline now on the puck. She's going to launch. That goes through the blue pretty close. That's knocked around there by Morgan Dean. Picked up by Madison Green. Here's Emily Larson trying to advance that. She gets it past. And the Cougars end up with it. Emily Johnson putting a little pressure on there. And here comes Anna Graveline. That goes in the corner. Podol gets it out of there for the Cougars. And here's Emily Larson. She sends it long. And Jada Hunstad, she sends it on around. Lauren Scheel trying to take a spot there at the puck. Johnson launches another one. And we haven't seen her that much, but in the very short time we have, we know that she is not afraid to score goals, that girl. Really a good shooter. Got a great nose for the goal. Lauren Scheel puts that long, and that's going to be icing. So 5 minutes have ticked off already. And the Fargo Freeze lead 1-0. Goes around behind. McCartney Junt was on that one for Fargo. Heckhoff looking for Holland across the way. Can't connect on that one. That's flipped out of there by Justice Small, and that'll be icing. Another look at our friends here from Aberdeen. Well, I'll tell you what a supportive community of these girls and their hockey program. Holland puts a little pressure on. They can't get it past Emma Reeder. She tries to pop it back in. One thing about these Aberdeen girls, they have been behind before, and they just play their game. Just simple as that. The Marshall team they beat to get here is a really good hockey team. I mean, fast, clever, skill. A much larger team size-wise. Josie Frosley puts one past the goal there. Just narrowly missed to the left. And it won't be long now, and we'll see the Cougars connect on one of those breakaways with Heckhoff or Holland, and that's just how it's been working. There's Heckhoff. She pokes one through. Has another try at it. Now Estelle Harrison on the puck. She's over there going against Anna Graveline. First now Had a touch on the puck there. And it's offside. Here come the Cougars en masse. Fargo back though very well to defend. Morgan Dean trying to get something going for her team there back behind the goal for the Cougars. That one's sent in. And Brett Gilmore has to handle that. And honestly, in the minutes that I've watched the Freeze play, I've not called Gilmore's name once. That's how good they've been at defending and attacking and keeping the puck in the other team's end. That's flipped in there by Hunstad. Touched back by Scheel. And there's Frosley. She gets it knocked away. Here comes Kaya Johnson. And now it gets over to McCartney Junt. Lauren Scheel sends it on around. Alexa Sampson pokes it back in there. Another goal number 2 there for Kaya Johnson. As we told you before, she is not afraid to score goals. 6:04 left in the first. And the Cougars last night in their semi allowed 8 goals to Marshall, but came out of there scoring 9 themselves.
With 6 minutes and 4 seconds remaining in the first period, Fargo 3 goals.
Totals after the puck there for the Cougars.
Assistant number 8, Joseph Frosley.
Johnson trying to cut her off there. They come out here to Kensington Eckhoff. She looks for Caitlin Holland. Holland pops that puck out of there. And there's Eckhoff. She launches. That gets deflected up and out of play. Kensington Eckhoff now starting to get warmed up. She's a real talented skater. Both these girls play in the JV team for Aberdeen Cougars as well. Sampson really likes to bring the puck forward. She's a great skater. And she skates back a lot past a lot of other players, but she doesn't look like she's trying hard. She just has such a nice stride. Hunstad tries to get it out. That was intercepted there by First Snow. Here comes Reese Hermer. That gets knocked away. Justice Small sends it long. And Madison Green on the puck now for Fargo. She's being harassed down there by Caitlin Holland. They're trying to get it through but can't. Estelle Harrison centers it back up, but that's intercepted by Madison Green. Here she comes. Cougars collapse. And they win the puck back. Hannah Graveline skating after it. Estelle Harrison up there doing a great job for her team. That'll be offside. 4 minutes left now in the first period. Oh my, how time flies when we're having fun. Thanks for joining us here this morning on Hockey 605 for this championship game. U12 girls. I guess it's afternoon now. I've been here since pretty early this morning looking at hockey, but we really appreciate you being on with us today. Real nice piece of work there by Josie Frosley. And And a great save by Catherine Grismer. That comes through. It's deflected wide a little bit there by Madeline Whitty. Crosley launches one. That's knocked out of the way there by Reese Ermer. Shelby Nash trying to get it out of there. That one touched wide. Podel does a real nice job. She gets it up there for Emily Johnson. She's got good speed. She launches one. That goes behind the goal to the right. Eckhoff comes in and interrupts that flow. Here's Kaya Johnson now for Fargo. Josie Frosley, she skates around. She had Eva Unger open going to the goal, but had too many blue shirts around. That's intercepted there by Jada Hunstad. She's looking for somebody to give it to. She sends it across. Eckhoff working real hard to stay on side there and did. Kensington Eckhoff there showing us a little bit of her hockey intelligence. And Alexis Sampson skating forward at a high rate of speed once again. First snow gave Eckhoff a little love tap there along the board. Gray line now. She's going in the corner, but Hunstad beats her there. Every girl plays. Minute and a half left here in the period. Small flips that out. She finds Reese Hermer up top. She attracts a lot of attention. And there's Podel. Real nice stick work there. She gets it over to Estelle Harrison. Here's Graveline. She gives it up. Morgan Dean trying to get it past there. 1 minute left in the period. Nice little pass into space there to Ermer. Sampson. She launches one. Grismer makes a nice save, and then Sampson smashes into her, but no penalty. Grismer up and going. Wearing her lucky number 5. Emily Johnson in there fighting hard for the Cougars. A lot of players down around the Freeze goal right now. And here comes Sampson again. And that's the end of the first period. Fargo Freeze leading Aberdeen Cougars 2-0. Folks, we're happy again. Let you know we're happy to have you joining us. I wonder if you would do us a favor. We are checking our connections around the country, and if you're watching from the Fargo area or somewhere that's far away from Brookings, and you have somebody here at the arena, would you please give them a text message and let them know what kind of picture you're getting? You Cougars fans, please do the same. We want to make sure that we're on the right settings here, and we've been getting good reports from around the country. We just want to hear from you, if you would be so kind. No worries, Coach Weinstein. No worries. Or Weinmeister, I'm sorry, Weinstein. I don't know where I get that. Say what?
It's just nerve-wracking as hell. What to do. It's a lot of fun. They're all having fun. Yeah, they're working at it. They're doing a good job.
And so this is a little bit different experience for the Fargo Freeze. They're normally by the end of the first period they have the game out of reach of the other team. Not tonight, or not today. Brett Gilmore ready to roll. And the second period is underway. Eckhoff has a little ice to skate into. She gets taken out by Sampson there. Whitty, she sends it up to Eckhoff. Eckhoff comes back across. Eckhoff working against Sampson there behind the goal. That comes loose. Caitlin Holland was in there. She had a little poke at it. That bounced out, and Eckhoff had a couple more swats, but Brett Gilmore did a fine job of getting on top of that. Madison Green trying to get it out. That's intercepted. McCartney Junt doing the same. That gets touched across. Just a small. Propels that back behind the goal. A lot of company down there by the Cougars. They're just trying to get players forward and trying to keep the game at Fargo's end. Shot comes in. And a nice grab out of the air there by Brett Gilmore. Real nice work there by Gilmore. Hunstad sends one in. Podol skates after it, but Hunstad gets it. She sends it long. Thanks, Aberdeen, for checking in and letting us know. We really love the input. Hunstad, she propels it. Gets it down there for Emily Johnson. Shelby Nash gets in there and wins that for her team. A lot of action there in the corner. Johnson sends it back out. Podol puts it back in there. That gets slapped out of there by Sampson. That was deflected by Sampson. Sampson has another goal. Hunstad's in her way. That's going to be a good battle throughout the day. Both very good players. Here comes Holland. She tries to connect with Shelby Nash on the other side. And Emily Larson picks that up, skating by. And just a real nice looking move. Madeline Whitty came by there to help. That puck comes out and gets swatted in. Goes wide left. Now the Cougars trying to get it out of their end. Just a small. I got it out. Heckoff doing a nice piece of skating there, but just couldn't keep a hold of the puck as she went backwards. Holland after that one. Cougars have them loaded up. Madison Green was in perfect position there to pick off that crossing pass, that centering pass. And here comes Josie Frosley. Kaya Johnson's in the game now for the Freeze. Really a talented forward there. That gets touched away there by Catherine Grismer. Hunstad working to get it out. It does come out. Morgan Dean hot on the trail of Alexa Sampson there. Hunstad picks that up. Sends it on in. Here comes Josie Frosley. She skates past one, but she can't get past Hunstad there. Hunstad flips it on out. And Sampson's there to stop it. That was deflected as it came in. Oh. And that got put in. And just like so many of the good teams that we've seen all weekend here, they always have a player on the backside. And, you know, that's just positioning. Good, very good fundamental hockey. And we'll see that in the next game as we watch the U19 game and see if the older Aberdeen Cougars team can stop Winnipeg from scoring all the backside goals that they have scored over the course of the tournament. That was flipped in there by Anna Graveline. Green, Madison Green, she sends it across. Just under 10 minutes now with the Freeze up 3-0 on the Cougars. Emily Johnson skates up there, showing us a little bit of her speed. Sampson just everywhere on the ice here for the Freeze. Holland can't muscle Sampson off the puck there. Here comes Graveline. Podol bumps the puck out of the way there. Sticks with her. Emily Larson. Shot! And that one gets past Catherine Grismer. And the Fargo fans cheer their approval. And that makes it 4-0. A little under 9 minutes left here in the second period.
With 8 minutes and 48 seconds remaining in the second
Just a small,
period.
trying to get it out of there. Here comes Josie Frosley. Jada Hunstad tried skating out of the back. She got went down there. She went through. Puck goes on around. Frosley's going to it for the freeze. She's got just a small with her. That gets popped out the other side. McCartney jumps on it now for the freeze. Frosley tried to chip it over. Kind of a cheeky looking little play, but it went over. And both teams will change it up here. A little over 7.5 minutes left here in the second period. Fargo frees up 4-0 on the Aberdeen Cougars. Sampson sends it across. Emily Larson now with the puck. She sends it back behind. Graveline's on the puck now for the freeze. But Podel comes out of there with it for the Cougars. She's going to skate. Sampson steps in there and interrupts that. And Sampson now with the puck. She's going to skate sideways. She's got Emily Johnson leaning on her all the way around the corner. Finally ends up getting knocked away over there. And here's Podel. And that'll be icing. Just under 7 minutes now. And right behind us here in the blue rink at the Larson Ice Center, we have a fifth place game going on in the U19 girls division between the Brookings Rangers and the Omaha Junior Lancers 19 girls. Heckhoff streaking down the side. She had Holland loaded up, just couldn't connect. Here comes Sampson. 3v1. Just a small, very smartly and very proficiently knocks that puck out of the path without having to take pay a big physical toll. Real smart hockey there by Justice Small. Heckhoff now. She has Holland with her. Front door. And the refs are letting these girls play hockey. It's a championship game. They're letting them play. Heckhoff now. She comes back around. Sampson there to knock it away. That gets sent back in. They're looking for Heckhoff on the other side. That was Emma Reeder. Now here comes Madison Green. She dumps it, but McCartney jumps on it. The other side. Shot comes in. Oh, holy smokes. That was Madison Green. She was almost at the blue line. Very skillful shot there by Madison Green. That's the 5th Fargo goal.
5 minutes and 8 seconds remaining in the second period. Fargo 3 scores. Number 34, Madison Green. Assist number 27, McCartney. That's Green. From 2, time to goal, 5-0.
They're looking for Estelle Harrison over here. She sends it long, and that's just routinely covered there by Brett Gilmore. 4.5 minutes here left in the second period. Shot! Gilmore had to make a save on that one. In Kaya Johnson. She launches. Oh my, that just narrowly missed. Actually touched the net beside the post as it went by. That one goes wide by Frosley. Johnson pokes it back in there. Here comes Morgan Dean around the end. That was a nice centering pass. Got knocked out of the way. Frosley was backdoor, but just couldn't quite get it out of there. Hey, a great defensive stand by the Cougars. There was plenty of trouble there with all those Fargo Freeze players, but they got out of that. Emily Johnson sends it long. She's got Shelby Nash down there. Now Madison Green skates out of the back. She's going to send it on long. Graveline comes up on the other side. Cougars keep it going. Sampson makes a little move along the board. And that'll be offside. 2.5 minutes now left in the second. Emily Larson, excuse me, she sends it deep. That gets sent back out by Podel. Here comes Eckhoff. She makes a nice move past Sampson. Now another. She has Emily Johnson with her. Emily Johnson, the one stepping up today. She's been working. And she finally gets rewarded for all that hard work. Really a nice piece of work there by Eckhoff as well. Cougars don't quit, they just keep coming at you, regardless of what the outcome might end up. They're just going to play their game and keep going. Here comes Alexis Sampson. Skating out of the back one more time. That's swatted away there by Podel. Holland over there working against Sampson. That gets knocked out of there by Reeder. And a Graveline there had a touch on it. Here comes Eckhoff. Sampson closes her down right away. Caitlin Holland. She gets it through the gap there to Emma Reeder. Nice cross-ice pass. Eckhoff tried to make a couple nice moves, but very good defending there. And one goes in. That comes off Sampson's leg. Justice Small Skating back into the position. McCartney jumps down there. Just a Small sends it on around. Frosley tries to the center. And the Freeze get a bunch of players up there, and you know that puck gets bouncing around. I don't know who they're going to credit that goal to, but that's just a very, very good fundamental hockey that you're seeing there by the Freeze. We'll see who they credit that goal to here. That makes it 6-1. Freeze over the Cougars.
With 45 seconds remaining in the second period, Fargo Freeze goals over number 8, Joseph Hosey, assisted number 27.
15 seconds left in the period. We might be there in the corner for the rest of this period. No, it finally does pop out. Reese Ermer trying to get a touch on it and send it back in. Well, that ends the second. We'll take a 2-minute break and come back for the final period. Good game. Folks, we're going to turn the mic off here for just a second, and we'll be back with you in about a minute and a half. Thanks for hanging with Hockey 605. All right, we're back with you, folks. I just had to run, check the score behind us on the U19 girls' 5th place game. We have the Omaha Junior Lady Lancers taking on the Brookings Rangers, and looked like the Lancers were up 2-0 at the end of the first period. Looks like we still have 9 seconds to tick off the clock here for intermission time. And here we go. Frosley, she skates through. She's going to have a shot. And that gets under Catherine Grismer. She just skated in there and just put it under Grismer. 7-1. Yeah, they are building quite a team here at this Fargo Freeze team. They can get you in a lot of different ways.
55 seconds remaining in the third period. Fargo Freeze goals over 38. Josie Frosley, unassisted. That's Frosley unassisted. Time to go 14:55. Beginning a solid run time.
Here comes Frosley again. She's closed down by several Cougars. She puts it on across to Kaya Johnson, their deadly scorer on the other side. That one's slapped in there. Hunstad deflected that one. How it goes on around. Emma Reeder will get a touch on it the other side. Going against Alexis Sampson. A little bit of a size differential there. Here comes Caitlin Holland. She's skating after Madison Green there. Here comes Sampson again out of the back. She's got two with her. She launches one. Grismer makes that save. Pops down in front. It's kicked back out. Emily Larson puts it back behind the goal. And there's Estelle Harrison. She finds Morgan Dean on a nice crossing pattern. Podal now. She gets bumped there by Graveline. That shot comes in. Gilmore had it, and she didn't know she did, and she picked her hand up, and there was a puck. Play continued. Just a small. Crosley, she's coming out of the back now. She makes a nice move inside. She has Hunstad to beat. She flips one in. It goes wide left. Sydney Hofer sends it on around and gets it on down the ice for the Cougars. And that'll be icing. Emily Johnson, the Cougars goal scorer. Showing a lot of good stuff today. Johnson runs into a couple of Freeze players. Puck gets knocked away. See both the Aberdeen Cougars 19s and Crosley. She just slips that inside the post. Anyway, seeing Aberdeen and Winnipeg warming up for our next game here. We're into the U19 girls now. And after this game, we'll have just two more. "11 minutes left in this one. And they have put the game on a running clock.
Scoring for Fargo, her third goal of the game. Number 8, Josie Frosley. Unassisted, that's Frosley, unassisted. Time to go, 11:05.
Here comes Sampson. Not hard to figure out what she's going to do when she gets the puck in the back. She's a skater. Holland, she hits one. That gets flipped out of there by Sampson. Holland stays with the play. Here comes Eckhoff. That thing gets kicked out. Okay, they're going to call a goal on that one. Eckhoff's patting Podal's head as she heads out there. Hard to see who they're going to credit that to, but you know, I guess what's good is for the goose is good for the gander. Cougars get a bunch of players up in front of the Fargo goal and get one in. It's 8-2 now.
With 10 minutes and 15 seconds remaining in the third period, for the Cougar goals for number 20, Caitlin Holland, unassisted.
They credit that goal to Caitlin Holland. Sampson skates out of the back again. Podol takes a little swat at it. And Sampson goes coast to coast on that one. Yeah, she's really something, that girl. 9-2 now, 9.5 minutes left.
With 9 minutes and 40 seconds remaining in the third period.
McCartney Junt, she flips one in there. Catherine Grismer taps it out of the way. Sydney Hofer trying to get it up along the board. That almost goes through, but Madison Green has it now. She's turned around. She puts it down behind the goal. Sydney Hofer again. Oh, a nice centering pass. They had McCartney Junt right there, but just didn't come quite through on the right angle. Madison Green skating out of the back. Here comes Kaya. Kaya Johnson sends it long. She comes off the ice. You know, one thing you notice in these very well coached programs like Fargo is they move players around, and you'll notice, you know, maybe you didn't notice when before the last change, but they had Kaya Johnson there, you know, clearly a devastating goal scorer. She's back in defense. And that gives her a better appreciation of the game and gives somebody else an opportunity to show what they can do up top as well. Speaking of that, here comes Emily Larson. That gets knocked out of there. By Emily Johnson. Podol skates to it. Eva Unger there also for the freeze. Madeline Whitty trying to get it out of there. Shelby Nash sends it on along. Just under 7 minutes now left. Fargo Free showing us what an impressive U12 girls hockey team looks like today and all weekend. Eckhoff after it. Sampson slaps that out of the way. Hunstad knocks it on across. And there's Caitlin Holland. She's got Eckhoff on the other side. She passed it over but couldn't quite reach. Eckhoff sends it back to Holland. Same deal. Sydney Hofer tried putting it in. Now here comes Frosley. She's going to go around behind. She had McCartney Junt there, lined up. Frosley sticks it in there. That came off Grismer. Kaya Johnson sticks with the play and gets a goal on the backside. 5.5 left in this championship game. Fargo leading 10-2. Morgan Dean now, she tries to get through the Fargo defense. That gets swatted out of there. Madeline Woody tries to connect up top. Can't. Estelle Harrison working over there. Now Sampson had a try at it. That kind of got put behind her. Ticking away, 4.5 minutes. Morgan Dean there trying to get up the boards. Madison Green swatted it back that direction. Justice Small trying to connect. Justice Small, she tries to connect with Shelby Nash across. That's intercepted by Frosley. Justice Small trying to fight her off. That gets knocked in there, deflected wide right. And Frosley, she's lined up front door. She just flipped it in there. Past Grismer. 3.5 minutes now, 11-2. Freeze over the Cougars.
With 3 minutes and 26 seconds remaining in the third period, Fargo free goal, score number 8, Joseph Rossi. Assistant number 7, Kyle Johnson, and number 27, McCartney G. That's Rossi, Johnson, and G. Time to go, 26.
Junt sends it on around. Emily Johnson. That gets knocked away by Larson. They're looking for Kaya Johnson there in front of the goal. That one went on through, got by Grismer. 2.5 minutes left, 12-2. Emma Reeder after that on the wall, on the boards, and here comes Hannah Graveline. Podles with her, harassing her all along the way. Grismer made a little save on that, knocked it back out into play. Jada Hunstad sent it down long behind the goal there. Uh-oh. Sampson goes down. She's okay. She kind of fell at an odd angle. That's why I said uh-oh. Podle. She tries to connect with Holland. Jada Hunstad. And that gets sent across. Now Podle tries to connect with Emma Reeder. Sampson passes now instead of skates out of the back. Jada Hunstad touches up to Eckhoff. Holland flips one in. We're under a minute now and counting. Well, a good run for the Fargo Freeze. I'm not sure they got the level of competition that they'd like to get for a team like this. Frosley. She slips it inside. But hopefully the girls had fun here in Brookings and got to play some hockey. Aberdeen Cougars got to fight their way through the bracket to get here, and really impressed a lot of people with their grit, and still do. I mean, even being down 11 goals, the girls are all still trying hard. Not an ounce of quit in any of them. So both programs have plenty to be thankful and proud of. Johnson tries for one last goal. That goes wide. So that'll do it for the championship game of the U12 girls. Fargo Freeze ended up winning 13-2. Folks, we want to thank you for being with us during the game. We really appreciate you being with us on Hockey 605. So until next time, thanks for hanging. We'll be back with the Aberdeen U19 girls against Winnipeg East here in about 15 minutes. Thanks for hanging with Hockey 605.